There's something modern dating has actually caused or created that is silently destroying relationships before they actually begin. And what is that thing? It's called the talking stage. Yes, the talking stage. The talking stage have actually done more harm than good to relationships that you can ever think of. A lot of relationships that were supposed to go fine and go well end even before the relationship begin just because of the talking stage. And there's no one else we blame than the guys because they are the one that is supposed to direct and control these relationships. We'll be diving deep into everything. When I mean everything, I mean everything about the talking stage. We'll be looking at what talking stage really is, the problem or when the problem starts in a talking stage, why talking stage itself becomes very confusing, the impact of modern dating on talking stage itself, what actually happens in talking stage, how talking stage creates what we call situationship. I'm pretty sure you have heard of situationship before. I'll also be looking at a psychological truth that's attached to talking stage. Like there's a psychological fact that's attached to talking stage. And then finally we'll be looking at the solution to this talking stage brouhaha. My name is Astod and this is Astod Psyche. This is a channel where we talk about human and relationship psychology, trying to help you become a better person and also help you bag a healthy and long lasting relationship for you. Without much ado, let's dive into the video. Our first point is actually what is talking stage. And I know a lot of people definitely have various definitions of talking stage, but there's just one very common answer to that. Talking stage is just that stage just after you guys have exchanged numbers, just after you guys have met and exchanged your contacts. That's what talking stage is. So every other thing that happens after then, most especially online on social media, is the talking stage. Like this on WhatsApp, your communication on WhatsApp or any other social media that you decide to use is what we call talking stage. So you guys are always talking, sharing your experiences, trying to get to know each other. That is what talking stage basically is all about. So you are vulnerable at those points. You try to build emotional connection, tell your stories of the past, your hobbies, and all of those things. Everybody's laughing, everybody's giggling, and that is pretty much what talking stage is all about. Yeah. Now, this talking stage we are talking about comes with a lot of problems. You see, once a guy fails to lead the relationship and to take the relationship to the next level after 1 or 2 days of meeting this lady or of communicating with her on social media, like it fails to set an actual date, problems tend to arise. And like I said, this problem arises because the man failed to lead, the guy in the relationship failed to lead. A lot of guys come into this relationship with the mindset that let's just be friends first and then we take it up from there. And that is why talking stage tend to last from days to weeks, from weeks to months. Yeah, that is what it is. So because of he has failed to take the relationship to the next level as fast as he can, problems start to come up. And that is our second point, the problems of the talking stage. The problems of the talking stage mostly happens when the guy starts catching feelings. Yes, it will interest you to know that in a friendship kind of relationship, a large percentage of the time, the guy catches feelings first. Not that ladies don't catch feelings, but most times the guy catches feelings first. And I'll explain. You see, a lady called April Besky Richek made a research some time ago, and she said that in a friendship kind of relationship, guys tend to catch feelings because guys interpret certain things that ladies do as attraction. Maybe the girl is being nice to you, she's been emotionally open to you, she's being vulnerable, kind, you understand, and saying a lot of things about her past, and you two are also saying a lot of things about your past, and she's giving you this listening ear. So guys tend to like confuse and interpret these things as attraction. They tend to say in their mind that the girl is already falling for me, or the girl is already liking me, or she already loves me, all of those things. And he let his guard down, he starts catching feelings. Whereas in the mind of the girl, she just been herself. Yeah, she just been free and just being normal, because those things she's currently doing with you as the guy, she does it with every other person. Yes, she does it with her brothers, with her sisters, with her mother, with her father, with her friends, her female friends. But for you, the guy, you mostly don't do that with a lot of people. Society has made men to be very, very rigid and solid, even though they don't want to be solid. But society has made it look as if you are vulnerable and sharing your feelings and talking about yourself, sharing your weaknesses and all of those things, you are weak. So a lot of times, guys or men tend to hold themselves back, not wanting to share, even to their mothers, their brothers, their sisters, their friends. They usually don't want to share because it makes them look like weak men. So this single lady that they are now sharing this thing with makes them feel special, because for the first time in a very long time, or in their life, I would say, they have seen someone that is giving them that listening ear. They have seen someone that's becoming emotional, that is vulnerable with them, that is trying to be empathetic with them. So that singular act makes them to catch feelings, makes them to feel special, makes them to feel like this girl loves me. So why not? They start falling, they start being emotional with her. So there are two different people having different feelings. The girl is just being normal with those acts, but the guy is already catching feelings, and that is where the problem starts. Because once he starts catching feelings, he has expectations. He expects that she should check up on him from time to time. She expects that she should show some care, she should make some sacrifices, forgetting that he has not made his intentions known. It is just a talking stage, not a relationship. They are just being close and they are not together. They are just talking without any form of commitment, no form of responsibility. The girl is as free as a bird. She can go out with anybody. But you, the guy, you're already catching feelings. And that is where the problem starts, because expectations just keep increasing, and sometimes it gets angry when she does not do certain things, already feeling like he's the boyfriend in the picture, whereas it's just a talking stage friend. And ladies are, like I said, are very comfortable with this, and these things mostly happen because the guy feels that being friends is just the best way to go, not knowing that don't worry, I'll tell you what it is in the solution part. Another point, the third point, is the confusion that arises. You see, when a guy gets emotional in a relationship or in a talking stage relationship, he starts overthinking things. Anxiety increases, his insecurity increases, his emotions become unstable. Even when the guy does not chat him or reply like immediately as he would expect, he starts panicking and overthinking. Is she with another guy? Does she want to leave me alone? You know, all these things get him confused, and he's not himself, panicking here and there, all over his head, anxiety, insecurity, trying to put a lot of effort, trying to overtext, trying to overcall. And you know what this does? It makes her to pull away, because it's now becoming weird. Because the girl sits in as a friend, So why is it behaving like this? Bro, we are in a situationship, or will I call it a talking stage, and you're expecting so much from that girl. No, now there's no direction. You're just talking without direction, without any clarity, without commitment, and you're expecting her to put effort and to not be free. She's definitely free, bro. Especially in her own mind, you are not anything. You're just a talking stage friend. So that is why guys ought to get things and put things straight from the very, very beginning, so that they don't get confused. The fourth point that we'll be looking at is the effect or the impact of modern dating on this talking stage, because modern dating has done a lot of harm, like I said, to the talking stage, and talking stage itself has done more harm than good to modern dating, but they're just vice versa. So now, what is the problem, or what is the effect of modern dating on this talking stage? Very simple. Modern dating has a lot of social media influences. So in our modern dating, we have Instagram, we have Twitter, we have WhatsApp, we have Facebook, and this create a lot of options for the girl. So you thinking you are the only one she's talking to, you're just getting yourself confused. You're not the only one she's talking to. There are a lot of guys out there that she's also sharing and being empathetic and being emotionally open and being vulnerable and being nice and being kind, just like she's doing with you right now. And you're getting it all confused because modern dating has created so much options, has created backups, has created fear in the minds of these ladies. They are now very confused of who is real and who is not real. So all these effects of modern dating from social media has made ladies to commit very less and very slowly because of fear of falling into the wrong hand. So they want to be free. They don't want to commit. They just want to experience that attention and emotional validation without any commitment. You see, modern dating is doing more harm because social media is giving these ladies a lot of options. It's giving them a lot of backups in case you just she's on to the next guy. Already, as she's talking to you, she's with about 5 other guys, playing the same role, being emotional with them, just like she's doing with you. So you see, why won't you get confused? Why won't you reply late? Now, with all this effect of modern dating on that talking stage, it takes us to our next point. And what is that next point? It is what actually happens. What usually happens. Like I said earlier, what usually happens because of this modern dating effect is that she does not reply as you expect any longer. Like, the butterflies and the excitement that she came with at the very beginning has dropped. And so she takes time to reply. Why? Because she's talking to other guys. She's giving other guys attention. She's playing the same role just like she's doing with you, with other guys. And you see, the cycle continues. She pulls away. She does not reply so fast anymore. The attraction is gone. Disrespects. And some little changes in behavior start to bruise. And you're left confused. And this is what creates what we call situationship, which is our next point. Situationship is mostly created between two people that don't want to be recognized as being in a relationship. So a lot of the time, one person is catching feelings and the other person is not catching feelings. One person is trying to get the attention of the other person, and the other person is just being free like a bird. Yes, that's situationship coming up. The talking stage creates that situationship, and sometimes they might be sexually invested. Yes, some people might be sexually into each other, doing things in the bedroom, but they are not in a relationship. And even if they are even doing something, it's still even better. But a lot of times, you are just left there no sexual intimacy, nothing, and then you be playing the role of a boyfriend without getting any form of commitment or effort or accountability whatsoever or responsibility whatsoever. That's what relationship is all about. One person is investing and the other person is receiving. There's no reciprocity. They're only seen together but not seen as one. They're not seen as being in a relationship, and the other person is dying in silence, not saying anything. Who is that person? The guy. Yeah, a lot of times the guy always dying in silence and smiling, pretending that all is well, whereas all isn't well. Yeah. And like I said earlier, there's a psychological truth to this, and that's our 7th point. What is the psychological truth to this? The psychological truth to this is that this talking stage builds what we call emotional attachment. Yes, it makes you to be attached to this person due to the constant conversation and communication that you have had with this person. It makes you to be attached. It makes you to need this person, not choosing this person. It makes you to catch feelings without anybody to fall back to, or to compensate or to reciprocate those feelings with. That's the psychological truth. It makes you to be attached. It makes you to be insecure. But bro, you put yourself in this. That's just the truth. You put yourself in this. Ladies are very comfortable with this arrangement that you've created because they are getting the same attention from several other guys, whereas you are seeing her as the only person. You have her as the only person. If it happens that you are also having other people, then it shouldn't have affected you. It should have just been normal. But a lot of the time, guys don't have as much attention from the opposite sex the way ladies do, and so you are the one dying in silence. But there's relief, and the relief is our 8th point, and that's the solution. Now, I'll start from the beginning in telling you what the solution is all about. You see, firstly, a guy needs to know his self-worth. Very, very important. A guy needs to be very self-aware, has to have an identity, has to have a hobby, has to have a life that makes him happy. You don't come into a relationship, or you don't plan to go into a relationship with the intention that someone else will make you happy, with the intention that your happiness is in the hand of a person. No, you come whole. You come as a full entity, not as a half, looking for who to complete him. Yes, you come with the mindset of choosing, not with a mindset of being in need, not with a void, not with an expectation of being filled by someone else. No, you come with your hobbies, with your purpose, with your mission in focus, very, very ambitious and goal oriented. You need to be complete as a person. You need to be whole as a man before you go into any relationship. And this is what makes you to attract the best partner. This is what makes you to get into an healthy relationship in the first place. So as a man, you need to have all this together. You need to be whole. You need to have your hobbies and all of those things together. Have a happy life of your own first before approaching a girl or before planning on going into a relationship. So if you have this together, which is my first advice, you go into a relationship or you approach a girl, exchange numbers. Your social media should actually be a place for fixing dates, not a place for knowing each other. That should be for the physical dates. So on the social media, after you have exchanged numbers, you should just get to chat one or two and then fix a date. Yes, a lot of guys that think friendship will solve the problem are those people that now continue on that social media for weeks, for months, and they get stuck in the friend zone, becoming a bestie and a talking stage friend. But instead of putting yourself in that position, you fix a date immediately. Either you fix it physically on the very day you are uh, getting a number, or you fix it while you are chatting with her that very day or the following day. That's how it should be. And you meet. Now, if she flakes on you, probably giving you an excuse, you choose or you decide if that excuse is worth it. It's your decision to make. If you think it is not worth it, or probably if she's lying to you, you take a break. You say no problem, that you are here when she's ready, and you move on to the next girl. Keep your options open, guys. And so, peradventure she turns up, peradventure she comes. So you get to know yourself physically, and then from there you go your separate ways, and maybe some other time you chat her and you fix another date. And that is how she gets emotional. That's how she gets to like you and choose you to be a relationship with. A lot of guys don't know that when you approach a girl, you are not sure if she likes you or not. So it is very important that she gets emotional with you, she catches that feelings for you, she likes you first, and then gives you an hint for a relationship before you even plan on going into it. You don't force a girl into a relationship. You give her time to come into your space, to choose you. That's just it. So that is how you get out of the talking stage. That is how you do it. You don't go and chat her for weeks and for months thinking that being friends will solve the problem. No. So if you have watched this video to the very end, I hope you gain value from the video. I will advise that you subscribe and give us a thumbs up so that this video will travel far to those that need it, and share to your loved ones and to those that you feel will need this information. We are a new YouTube channel, and we need your views and your support to get to our 1,000 subscribers and our watch hours that is required. So till we meet again, my name is Astad, and this is Astad Psyche. Thank you.